This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bellroy Lite Pouch Duo, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So for the Lite Pouch Duo, we've got 2 separate offerings here, and they come together. So this is the Lite Pouch, and then this is the Lite Pencil Case. So you can obviously see that the Lite Pouch is much larger than the Lite Pencil Case. And something that is unique about these, and you can kind of see it on the bottom, is they have a gusseted bottom, and they stand up when they're full. When they're empty, they obviously don't, because the material's just kind of compressed together. And I have noticed that if you have a lot of stuff in there, or if you have a bunch of stuff kind of like on one side of it, which I've kind of gotten good about stacking these and getting better at packing them, they fall over. Obviously, I knocked that over as you saw, but if you don't pack it well, it will fall over. Not as much of an issue with the pencil case because it's just a lot smaller and it doesn't have nearly as much height to it as you can see there. Now, but getting into the materials on this thing, we have a recycled ripstop polyester, sorry, I almost said nylon there, and it's made from plastic bottles, recycled plastic bottles. So sustainable here from Bellroy, we like to see that. When it comes to the materials, the only gripe that I have had is there are I shouldn't say quite a few, there are a few loose threads. This one was just there when we got the pouch, and I would just kind of left it there to see if anything would happen to it, and it has made it through the testing period. And then on the interior of the pencil case, there's another one that's noticeable. I'll show you once we move inside. But overall, I really do like these materials. Those loose threads are a bit of a bummer, but they're just very, very lightweight, and they allow them to compress a ton, especially when there's nothing inside, which after we get through these pouches, we'll go more into that and how small they get. But on the top here, we've got a Bellroy AquaGuard zipper. It feels a little bit like overkill because these are kind of pouches. They aren't necessarily going to be out in the elements, so I guess maybe it stops something from leaking into this pouch from the inside of your backpack, like if you have a water bottle on the inside of your backpack or something like that. These zippers, not water bottles, are very durable, easy to open, and you do have a little tab here, which is good for hanging the pouch. You got one on this one as well, but they're also helpful for grabbing on for opening, and then you kind of just grab onto the end here and close it like that. We do have the Bellroy logo here on the front. It's pretty minimal and subdued. You can really see it on the camera right now because we do have the lights kind of shining on it, pretty harsh light, but very nice looking. I think overall these do look nice, but if you have some awkward shaped stuff in there, you can kind of see it, as you can see on this larger one. So we'll do the Lite Pouch first, and then we'll talk about the pencil case after that. So moving inside here, I've just got some different tech inside here right now. I'll pull everything out so you can kind of get a better view. Just got a foldable keyboard here, a charging cable, a Bluetooth speaker, and then a mouse in this pocket here. So as you can see, and as I mentioned earlier, this thing is now completely flat. You can see the gusset kind of folds in on itself there, and you can really pack this thing down small because you can kind of like roll it up and do whatever with it. But on the inside here, I'll try and get it to kind of stand up a little bit, pull that gusset out. We have these 2 liner pockets on the inside here, and it's good for kind of locking down smaller gear because this is pretty big. You can kind of see it compared to my hand. This is a pretty big pouch, and it has the gusset, which makes it kind of wide. So it's pretty easy for small stuff to get lost in here. But if I'm being honest, these liner pockets are pretty big. So if you have like a dongle or something like that, it could just as easily kind of get lost in here as it could in the main compartment. But it's a lot smaller of a compartment if you put it in this liner pocket than in the main area. But it's a good place to stow like a mouse, like you saw, would fit in there, or your wallet even. You could even slide a passport in there if you wanted to, just be like your little pouch for important things while you're traveling. So it is a pretty big size pouch, and I'm happy with how much I've been able to fit in there. And just overall, you can really fit a different wide variety of stuff inside of here because it does have those 2 larger liner pockets and then just a big open kind I'm gonna move over on to this pencil case, and there's no organization inside of here, which you will see, but I've still got quite a bit of stuff in there. So I've kind of been using it as a mini toiletry case, that especially coming to and from work, it's nice to just have a few things that you want to have with you, but it's also kind of you can use it for a diverse number of things, which you'll see from what I've got in there. Just some crystal deodorant stone here, and I've got an offensively large lip balm because it is that time of year in Detroit. It's getting dry and cold. And then I've got a utensil set from Cliff Set that I've also been testing, and then the cleaner for that, because I've been using it to clean a different variety of things as I've been testing it. But as you can see now, there's no organization inside here. We do have that little mantra from Bellroy that talks about the fabric, and then also just has the little owl there, which is nice to see on the inside and not the outside, because it keeps the outside minimal. But as I said, there's no organization in here. You're really just throwing the gear inside of here. You can't really do much organization because of how small it is. And something that I should note about the difference between these two is that obviously this one is a lot shorter, so you can just throw stuff in there and you can get to everything because you can see everything. But with the pouch here, if you have something on the bottom and you stack stuff on top of it, you can't see it, and you kind of got to like dig your hand in there to get to it. So that's something to kind of be conscious of as well. Like if I was stacking this up in here and I knew that I was going to be eating, typically I like putting this on the bottom, this utensil set, but if I know I'm going to be eating, that doesn't make sense, because then I have to go to the bottom and upset everything on its way out. So you kind of have to stack gear smartly when you're stacking gear in here, and put the stuff you don't use as much on the bottom, and then the stuff you want on top. But when it comes to, I'm saying but a lot, I apologize, but throwing, if you were to put this inside of here, it fits. So if you are just want to kind of take these as an extra set of organizers on your trip, they fit really well inside of pretty much anything because of these really light materials that's in the name. And you can kind of roll this up, and extraordinarily small. You could slide that into a liner pocket. You could put that really anywhere in a travel day pack, in your luggage, or even if you're one bagging it, you could probably find a spot for this, especially if you were to kind of really compress it down with cable ties or something like that. So that's where these really shine, is in their size. You don't have a bunch of structure and you don't have a bunch of organization, but they can fit anywhere. So especially if you're one bagging it, or you really are worried about space and having enough space for your stuff, this is a great option for you. So there you have it, the Bellroy Lite Pouch Duo. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.